Hello, how you doing?
I'm all right. Are you
That's
all
good.
right?
I'm all
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So we're doing Silo, episode 8, Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched it. I think we had this conversation, but I watched it and it made me a little bit angry.
Yeah, I didn't understand why, because we haven't spoken since you said that.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I watched it again. I think I was just being hypercritical. Um,
so
I'll
what was
talk
it that
about.
made you okay, yeah, you can tell us when we get to that
Yeah,
point,
you
wherever it
you
was.
you you do the positive stuff and then and then I can I don't know, say the
Shit all
opposite.
over it.
She all over it. No, I'm not going to do that. Must have been in a funny mood when I watched it or something. But yeah, anyway, so carry on.
Oh, right, yeah, so this one carries on. So it starts off and we're in sort of crop fields, which is good because I've just written farms equal good.
Yeah,
Because in the last episode we were going on about where's all the food coming from, and like we know from the story that there are
they
sort
have
of
got
crops and stuff, but
agriculture.
they hadn't shown them.
Oh.
So that was cool that they did that. That was really good. Um, and this is another flashback. So it's Juliette with her mum Hannah, and they're doing something nefarious with a farmer. Not like that,
Yeah,
but yeah, they're sort of getting something off him, and he's giving her like a little metal box. And we thought, like, what's all that about? Not quite sure.
she gave him
Um,
some pills, didn't she?
she gave him some pills in exchange. Yeah, so
Yeah, probably
uh,
robbed out of
robbed,
her
robbed out of her husband.
husband's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Poor old Ian Glenn,
yeah.
whatever his name is in this.
He had a good episode, this one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think. I mean, he's sort of like just saying the same thing every time. It's like you just not don't understand. Why won't anyone believe me? You know what I mean? He's just sort of like
Yeah,
I'm in an impossible situation, but
yeah.
like
He's
you know,
telling the truth. Yeah.
yeah. So, well, I mean, at least we think so. I mean, but he seems to be coming across. But yeah, so it turns out it's a rabbit
Yeah, I wasn't
in the
expecting
box.
that.
No, I don't. I can't quite remember that. But okay, that makes sense. But then Juliet says, "Oh, it looks sick," and she's like, "That's the point."
Yeah.
So, uh, you know, um, so yeah, so it turns out the rabbit is why she's invented her magnifying glass.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's strange because there's a scene in there where I'm kind of jumping through the episode, but they've just split up this sequence into 3 bits, I think. So we see her looking at the beating heart of the rabbit through the microscope, um, and I think they say later on that it's a heart defect that what killed their brother. So I think she's trying to sort
Oh,
of like desperate attempt
right.
to heal the sick, to make up for her
Yeah, I
dead
didn't get the
son.
connection, to be honest. I wasn't even sure
No,
what he
to be
died of.
honest, I didn't. I might well have read that somewhere else.
Oh, I
it,
see.
it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense. So yeah, it's a rabbit. Cute little fluffy bunny.
Yeah.
Um, so that's cool. Um, and we what else did we see in this episode?
Well,
Um,
after the flashback, we go to
yeah,
Julia and she's
yes,
hiding in medical. Now, when I first saw this, it wasn't immediately apparent to me that the goon squad was still there.
yeah,
Because I was thinking, why hasn't she gone downstairs? And obviously the reason is because like the goon squad was outside ready to nab her.
yeah.
But what I didn't get,
Is that the bit that made you angry? Oh no, sorry. Carry
no,
on.
what I didn't get is like, why does she go upstairs when Billings called her? Because the goon squad are up there. So that kind of didn't make sense to me.
It's like she wasn't expecting them, wasn't she? Though, wasn't she? She was like, "Why are you all here? Why are you kicking off in my office?"
Yeah, but why? But they're looking
Yeah,
for Julia.
yeah,
So yeah, that
but
kind
yeah,
of
but she didn't know they were up there, did she? Until she got there.
no. No, but you think if you're on the lam, you
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Anyway, I just thought, no, I wouldn't do that. I would go downstairs
I
straight
think
away.
I think you're right. Yeah, she was kind of like, I don't know.
Anyway, but a couple of good scenes. So anyway, she goes back up to the top of the silo where the sheriff's office is, and it's been raided. Um, also in sort of in between this as well, Sims visits Hildebrand, and she just basically just says everything because the I mean, what choice has she got, really?
Yeah.
It's that or death. So she just gives up what she knows. And in exchange for drugs that make her hallucinate, which this is another thing that I thought was, hang on a minute. Uh, in
Yeah.
the last episode, they gave her drugs to stop her hallucinating. They gave her lorazepam.
That was just so they could get information out of her, wasn't it? Because she was sort of like all away with the fairies.
Yeah,
But I think she was, I understand what you're saying. It's kind of
yeah.
like, she didn't in the previous episode she didn't want to be away with the fairies, and it almost seems like in this one she does. But
No,
but
no.
then
But I mean, the only thing you can give her to make her hallucinate is LSD, right? Isn't it?
yeah, I didn't get that. I thought they were just
Yeah, it's a bit
but but,
mixed up.
but they didn't give her LSD before to make her hallucinate.
No, she was doing it on her own. That
Yeah,
was their preferred state, and then
yeah,
they took her out of that by giving her, a
yeah.
sedative. So,
But that must
yeah,
have been that must have been a side effect of whatever drug she was on, and they've just put her back on those drugs.
maybe. Who knows? It's not an important thing, but
Yeah,
something that I found. I don't know what didn't happen in the last episode. And yeah. See, we talked about the rabbit operation. Juliet's at the police station. As soon as she gets to the police station, she kicks off. She's obviously gotten rid of the hard drive out of her bag because they search that. She
yeah,
makes them work for it, which I thought was good. And then as soon as she finds out that it's actually illegal for them to do that, she storms down to judiciary and gets Sims
yeah,
arrested, which I thought was good.
yeah. I thought that was good. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice moment where Sims said to Billings, "All right, yeah, so I suppose all those competitions you won, because he wins competitions on how good he
yeah,
knows the packs." And he goes, "Yeah, seems so. Uh, so anyway, they arrest him, which I thought was quite a ballsy move.
yeah,
And then she finds when she's in the office when Sims has been taken out, she has a shufty around his office and finds like some
yeah.
files.
A little shifty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would have ransacked that place, man.
So,
With
I mean, I was
stuff in
surprised
me.
they left her in there on their own. To be fair,
Yeah, I
like they
was
all left.
too. I
It was a
suppose
bit convenient.
she only had a limited amount of time, but yeah, you would be stuffing your pockets with
Yeah,
that stuff, wouldn't you?
yeah, looking for money and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so there was files on her mother, um,
Gloria
Gloria, and also Walker.
Walker, yeah,
Martha Walker, the woman downstairs who fixes stuff.
yeah,
Um, so they know. So it's sort of become common knowledge to Juliette that there's cameras everywhere.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, she should be paranoid as fuck, really.
yeah. So off the back of finding her mum's file, she goes and sees her dad and tells him that she knows that he was telling the truth all along, and he had a
Yeah,
nice little moment. Thank God,
I
poor
know.
fella.
I
Yeah.
know, yeah, because her mum, basically blamed him for dobbing her in when he never did it, and to
Mm.
spite him, she killed herself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
probably
bit
better off
much.
without her.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
joking, but
yeah.
if anyone complains,
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, some people do
But
anything
even,
to sort of like make a point, won't they? Even if it involves suicide.
I mean, I suppose you could stretch the fact that she'd lost her son,
Mm.
so she's already
I think
depressed.
that's the more important thing. Yeah,
Yeah, then she thinks her husband's been grassing her up. I mean, you're leaving your daughter as well, though, so it's a bit of a
yeah,
selfish thing to do. Um, Anywho, let's see. So I've got. We found out Billings is ill still. He's shaking more than usual, probably through the stress of the job.
maybe, or
Um,
they're poisoning him, or something,
Yeah,
or
we don't really know what the syndrome is. I think
no,
the book describes it, doesn't it?
possibly can't remember.
Pretty sure it does, yeah.
I'm
But
trying not to. I didn't want to read the book again to sort of like, you know what I mean. I thought I would just go with this and
yeah,
just see
because
what made sense. But yeah,
that
I think
they've actually changed quite a lot, so I wasn't even sure where they were going with it. So,
yeah,
which is not a problem. It's just, yeah. I think I read the first 16 chapters again, but that only covers the first 3 episodes. So, but because I wanted to have it fresh, because I've
yeah,
forgotten loads of it.
I
I
have.
know vaguely where it's going, but they might even change that. Who knows? But I
Mm.
think they are sticking to the main sort of the beats of it, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah, and his wife says to Billings that people are talking about Julia and that she's going to, heading up a new rebellion or something.
yeah,
Which, yeah, I know, gossip is gossip. But she's
but
worried about him, obviously.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. They're
Mm.
trying to, everyone's they've sort of engineered. It's all like social engineering, isn't it? Where they've
Yeah,
sort
oh
of
yeah,
engineered a
yeah,
situation where even talking about stuff that that they think you could get you arrested, just
yeah.
sort of stuff like that. That's kind of, I suppose, the whole point of most of it. But yeah,
So
um,
yeah, so Juliet sort of, when she leaves her dad, she says to him, "Send a message down to Walker because I'm going to go and see her with this thing, and try and finally open it up."
yeah,
Yeah, but so she goes down and she sees that the stairs are barricaded off, and they're searching everybody, so she can't go down there. And she goes to see Starman.
yeah,
That guy,
yeah,
he's a bit pointless. He,
yeah. I mean, I was saying that the last few episodes, it's just sort of like I'm not sure what's going on there.
I wouldn't
But
go to him either. He's IT. Mind you, she
yeah,
doesn't know yet how bad IT are, does she?
no, I think not at this point. But yeah, it's like, so basically she does to him what George did to her, which is, that's what it almost seems like. It's like using him to get
Yeah,
information out of him. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like he went because he realizes how dangerous this could be, but he does it anyway because
He
he
probably
likes her.
thought he got a bit lucky there, didn't he? He
Yeah,
probably thought,
yeah,
"Ooh,
exactly.
yeah,
That's the same thing as what George did to her. So, but it's okay. She does it. She's the sheriff.
yeah,
So,
yeah."
I don't,
Anyway,
you
turns out
don't
he's
know.
got a mum he's looking after, and he can't get involved in it. I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then that's, we don't know that, do we? It's just, he just said
it could be
that
bullshit.
could be a lie. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I've got a feeling it's bollocks. Um, but yeah, so
So
yeah,
now
she
she's
just
got
goes,
no sort of way of doing it other than going downstairs. So to get the hard drive, so she goes downstairs. It's a lot quieter now, but there's still a couple of people ferreting around, trying to find stuff on people. And we think, well, how's she going to get through this? And then Bernard turns up
Bernard. Yeah,
after she's had the meeting with the IT guy.
yeah, mm,
Maybe he
yeah.
grassed her up. Don't know, but I
Well,
mean
but
the
then there's cameras, isn't it? Because like
exactly, yeah. So
she smashes the mirror, doesn't she, when she's in his apartment, and says,
to,
"Look, here's a camera," and he's like,
yeah,
"Blimey," or so
yeah,
they could have just seen that.
yeah.
Like,
I think it's going to be a pretty short one today. So anyway, Bernard goes, "Oh, I want to, take you to this secret place." This is another thing I thought, why? But they end up going down to the cornfield,
mm,
and I think the reason why is because it probably cost a fucking fortune to make that as a set. Do you know what I mean? You might as well
maybe,
get the most out of it. So so the
maybe,
da- so they're down in the cornfield again. Because I thought, well, why wouldn't you take her to like a local sheriff's office where you are and bang her up there? He's
well,
got all his
yeah,
minions. Oh yeah,
hang her
sorry.
up there.
Yeah, sorry, I've kind of I've gone a bit forward there. But anyway, so the big reveal, James.
Yeah, is so he's in charge. He's behind it all,
Yeah,
or at least behind what we know of.
yeah,
So she knew that the Judge Meadows wasn't really in charge, because she pretty
No.
much admitted as much.
I wonder
And
if she's getting poisoned. Do you think she's getting poisoned?
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
So yeah, he reveals himself to be the big bad. We kind of knew that, at least we did. Um, and she's quite annoyed, obviously. Makes a run
crying.
for it, but doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah,
Gets caught, doesn't she? They catch up with her, and then he says, "Oh, did you say you wanted to go outside?"
yeah,
And that's like one of the rules, isn't it? That if you say that, you have to go. But
yeah,
of course, she never said it. But Sims is there being a dick as usual, and he's like, "Oh, I heard it," and
yeah.
all that shit.
That's a great impression.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, I know.
No,
Yeah.
but, but so yeah, she's been totally been stitched up. Fair enough. He doesn't even really say why, does he? He's just sort of like, it's
But
just
he
really,
says that the thing that she's got can, ruin everything, sort of thing.
yeah.
So that whatever's on the hard drive could ruin everything. Um. So yeah, so
Mm.
they've stitched her up, brought her down to the cornfield. She had a bit of a spirited, thought quite a good spirited, tried to get away there, and they're taking her up the silo stairs again. Billings is there now, but I don't think he was involved in any of this. He's totally innocent, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I
You
don't
know,
think so. I don't think so.
no, he's too nice. He's too, you
But
know.
yeah, but maybe they've got tabs on him talking to his wife or something about, maybe he's still giving them information inadvertently. We don't
Oh
know because
right,
they
yeah,
got
but no one
cameras
can help
everywhere.
that. Yeah.
No, exactly. So yeah,
So
he's helping her up the stairs, isn't he? And
he's helping her up the stairs, sort of grabbed hold of her. Someone else has got the hard drive now. And
Sims gives her a good old punch in the stomach,
yeah,
doesn't he?
with witnesses. So I think
Yeah,
that might actually, you see those, I think it was a dad and his kid,
yeah.
see it. And, this talk of rebellion and everything. So that's a
No, yeah, it's
sign
not a
that,
good thing
yeah,
to have
they
done.
fucked her over. And she managed to escape. Billings gets all shaky. He's got this horrible disease, and he can't hold on to her. And then she jumps over the side.
Yeah,
So I thought, how'd you do that then? But I watched as they walked up this time when I watched it a second time, and there was actually a platform from the lower thing. I mean, it's still going to break your legs, I would have
yeah.
thought, but I suppose it's better than nothing. But she's obviously going to survive, isn't she? Otherwise,
Yeah.
that's it, game over. Might
I
as well
mean, I wasn't
finish.
sure, like when we saw the earlier episodes when they were down below, I wasn't sure whether they had like fucking nets or something to catch, sort
Yeah,
of.
there must be something.
But
Yeah.
then, if that was the case, then people committing suicide wouldn't have. But I mean, they would put nets out, wouldn't they?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because
We haven't
imagine
seen him.
people jumping would be.
I think she's jumped to the floor below because
Yeah,
as the stairs goes, that is quite a decent, way to fall and hurt yourself, especially if
yeah,
you're going to land on some steps as well. But I think there was a side, some of the stairs have got like a side
oh
row
really?
thing, so maybe she can go down there and leg it or something. It's
Yeah,
still going to be after her.
yeah, exactly. If she's just going down one floor, it ain't going to be much.
Yeah, I
But
can't
also,
expect them to go, "Oh, right, she's dead then." Do you know what I mean? Let's
yeah,
go out and have a cup of tea.
because even if they had nets down below or something, because this is what I'm thinking is that she's she's going to fucking travel right the way down to the bottom and fucking land on the nets because she knows they're there because she works
Yeah,
in engineering.
maybe.
But
Yeah,
that is still a fucking long way to go.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
And
mean,
like,
they did say when he went down to the cornfield that it was a long way to walk, and that was from sort of where the sheriff's office is. So I don't know
yeah,
if that's like
I,
below
th- I
mids.
think in the book it's like it takes fucking like a week or something. They do it over a period of,
A
you
few
know,
days,
yeah,
definitely.
like
Yeah,
it's almost impossible to do it. You couldn't do it like in one go. It'd just be
it's so
impossible to do it.
large. Yeah.
So they do it as like when they do it. But that's why very rarely people ever do it.
So I think she's probably nearer the bottom because
Hmm.
they're in a cornfield. Maybe they'll just say, because the cornfields.
Maybe, yeah. I suppose we don't really, that's one thing that they
Yeah.
haven't sort of really
fleshed out.
Yeah, I suppose. Like we don't
Yeah,
really have a picture of where they are and how big it is. We occasionally see down like that, but we just kind of assume that all the action's happening on the top.
yeah,
But like, where were the cornfields? But then if all these other people she's visiting and stuff. I mean, I think this is in this. Now I think about it, has bothered me from earlier episodes. Like when she's going down to visit people, like it's not just that, oh, can I have the afternoon off? Like you would need days to get there. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because it takes
yeah,
so long because it's so big. At least in the book, anyway.
yeah,
Whereas this thing, she just sort of like, right, let's go and see this guy, and then it's do do do.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
there doesn't seem to be any sort of like, Christ, my legs are killing me. You think they'd all have fucking legs like fucking tree trunks, wouldn't you?
yeah. I was sweating,
Yeah.
absolutely covered in sweat.
Because
Yeah,
they rely on porters, and we've seen the porters quite a bit, but they don't play a part in this. But they did more in the book. So the
yeah.
porters are like they're people who do all the running for you, the fetching and carrying. Like if you want to deliver a letter or something, you
They
pay a
would have
porter.
access to a lot of information as well.
Yeah,
I mean, the
yeah,
letters they hand around are just sort of folded up. They're not in envelopes because
yeah,
paper's so rare. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. So
just pieces of
they might
paper that just
actually
says
be,
"fuck you."
yeah,
Sort of.
they might actually be working as part of the rebellion. While they're taking messages and this and that and getting
Yeah,
information and stuff like that.
exactly.
So
They could go on
yeah,
strike, couldn't they? And probably like would
yeah. They
be a
probably
big,
yeah.
be a big deal.
I'd ask for more food
Yeah,
if I
because
was
I
a
don't think
porter.
because they don't get paid by they haven't got a salary. They get paid by the people who give them the jobs, don't they? It's sort of like a cash in hand sort of gig. Not
Yeah,
bad. All for
yeah.
the
It's
young people, keep you fit and
yeah,
all that.
yeah. Not
Give
a
you a bit
bad
of
job.
independence,
Gets you out.
gets you out and about.
Yeah,
Get a bit of fitness.
yeah. A bit of fitness.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
good for them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good for them.
Good for them. I
I
was a
haven't got a lot
porter
more to
once.
say
Yeah.
about it really.
Mm.
The only things that sort of wound me up a little bit was the drugs with what's the name? There's a few inconsistencies. Um, I thought the way they revealed Bernard was a bit uh, sort of tropey. You know,
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, yeah, because he
he did
mucked
that
up, didn't
thing where
he?
he mentions the word he shouldn't know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
They've done that in so many movies. Crusade, Last Crusade, they did it in when they did it in Frozen. Um,
Don't know.
where the villain,
Yeah.
the
Accidentally
villains,
slips up.
yeah,
Sort of things
yeah.
like that. To be
But I
honest, the
mean,
whole Tim Robbins thing is a bit anticlimactic. It's like because he's such a good actor, he kind of seems underutilized in this.
yeah, I just wondered why they were in a
Like
cornfield.
yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose he just didn't want people to
well,
see.
just take it
But
to a sheriff's office and bang her up. Then you wouldn't
yeah,
have all this bother later. But I mean, if she hadn't gone and seen Billings in the beginning of the episode and ran downstairs, she might have been able to do it then, get
yeah,
away. But I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was it's ramping up what's like because now she's effectively
well, yeah, she's
they're jumping through to an important part that I remember in the book is that they're going
yeah,
to make her go and clean.
yeah,
And she also mentions something. She says, like, because initially they didn't want her to be sheriff because she stole some heat tape. Remember,
yeah.
at the beginning, I don't think we see it happen, but she
Oh,
had
I
a
think I know
conviction.
what that's about.
Yeah, I do, and
Yeah,
it's like, but I don't think even Juliette knows. Like, she just needed some heat tape, but they
yeah.
were really like, um,
Over the top.
really over the top response to this
Yeah,
heat tape. Which we find out later what that means, and that's going to
yeah.
come in quite
I also
important.
think this is where the Starman guy, I don't know his name. Do you know his name?
Can't remember
Anyway,
Lucas or
him.
something.
That's fairly descriptive of him actually. But I think this is where he might, if he's good, he might let her in on what the tape's all about.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So that if something does happen to her later, she might have a heads up. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. I think his name's
Yeah.
Pete. No, it's not Pete. No, see now Lucas. Lucas, the love
Lucas.
interest.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I was. That's what I was looking at while you were talking.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, and also there was a little scene with Walker,
Yeah, she
and
got agoraphobic or something.
Yeah, serious, yeah.
Yeah.
And Shirley, they have a little chat, and they sort of,
Who's Shirley?
Shirley's the sort of the girl that was working in mechanics.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's got like really short hair. Yeah, she's one of Julie's mates anyway, I think, from mechanics. And I found out as well that a couple of episodes back when they were showing bits of the silo, Shirley was the one that showed her around the reclamation
Okay, yeah.
place, all the stuff that gets thrown away, and they kind of have like ex-cons in there digging through it to see if they can find anything they can fix. But obviously it was a younger version of her, so I didn't really recognise her at the time. But apparently,
Mm.
so they've known each other a long time, been friends since.
So yeah, because so Juliette sent a message, didn't she, down to Walker saying, I'm coming to see you" or something. Or
Yeah,
Pete, no, she got her dad to do it.
that's right.
Dad sent a message because she couldn't for some reason. Um, so yeah, but she never turned up.
Yeah, so they've had a bit of a chat, and so I think that they're just putting that into to say, yeah, mechanics know she's gone missing, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they're on the
yeah,
lookout for her. So maybe if she does end up down there, um, they might help her out. But of course they'll help her.
yeah. Of course they're gonna. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're sort of like they've put that whole sort of like up above, down below sort of prejudice sort of thing in right at the beginning, didn't they? So it's like the dirty, hands-on, practical,
yeah.
working class, salt of the earth
They would be
people
screwed without
are gonna
them.
are gonna be like
Yeah. Same
help
now. If we didn't
help
have
her
any
out.
engineers of any sort, we didn't have like
Yeah,
civil engineers, didn't have computer engineers. If we didn't have any engineer at all, we'd be fucked. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm. So yeah, that's all I've got to say, really. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I thought it was better than the previous two, which were quite boring. I thought.
Well, they've got a reveal out of this one at least. At least the hard
Yeah,
drive's in the right place. I can't believe it's taken. I don't know if they're going to open it up in the next episode. It's like 9 episodes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Especially as we've sort of like already seen a little bit of it in the first episode.
yeah.
You know, it's
It was a scene from outside, wasn't it? And then there was a blueprint.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was like
Yeah,
a scene of some birds flying or something. Yeah, so I mean, I think even then we saw something in the blueprint that there was something at the bottom, and it's like almost like a tunnel going off and
yeah.
something. She was like, "What's that?"
That might be
Which is why
handy.
I didn't. Which is why I still wasn't sure about the whole mines thing because there was no, like
Yeah,
so. Um, but like I say, a few people on I was looking on the internets, the interwebs, and a few other people were saying the same thing. What mines? Where would there be mines? There aren't mines in the book. That sort of thing.
well, it's
Um,
just the practicalities of it. It's
yeah,
like, what are they mining? Where is the mine? And like you say, they could dig themselves out if they wanted to.
yeah, exactly. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's like it kind of yeah, it just makes sense.
yeah.
So yeah, basically she's going to escape. Not quite sure how. So hopefully, but even if she drops to one floor below, they're still going to catch her, aren't they?
Well,
So I mean,
yeah, unless she's like you said, it's a net or
I think
something.
maybe she's done that, but like, I mean, even so, it's still a long way to go. But then,
Yeah,
depending where they are, again, they haven't done a very good job of showing where people
things
are.
are. Yeah,
Like how long it takes. Because in the book, there's loads of things where loads of scenes just take place over a couple of days while they're walking up and down the stairs. Because that's
yeah.
just the way it fucking goes. So in this one, yeah, it's a little bit wobbly as to where
Well,
people
I
are.
think that's maybe what they hinted at with Bernard saying, "Oh, come with me." It's a bit of a walk, so maybe it's a lot further down. Like the cornfields a lot
Maybe,
further down.
yeah,
But
which I'm
yeah,
sure it probably would be, but I don't, but
probably
I
should
don't know
mention the
why would it be.
rabbit got escaped as well. They let the rabbit go, all
But did she?
healthy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Did she cure the rabbit then? Did she fix the rabbits?
I think their mum did.
Yeah,
Yeah, because she wanted to show that she could do
yeah.
it and it's useful, and
Open
they could have
heart
saved their
surgery.
son.
Yeah, open heart
Yeah,
surgery in a flat.
yeah, not very hygienic.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
be
But yeah,
blood
little
everywhere as well.
Mr. Flopsy Wopsy was fine.
Well,
Um,
yeah, plenty of food to get through anyway. Massive
yeah,
cornfield, fat as
yeah, exactly.
anything.
Yeah, so it just makes you, it's weird, isn't it? Because like, did they have that in captivity? They can't be wild because they'd just be fucking everywhere,
Yeah,
literally.
they would. Yeah,
You know
it
what I
didn't
mean?
look like a wild one either. It
They'd
looked
all
like a
be eating rabbits
domesticated.
for every meal. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck it, they'd be
It's not
giving
very good for you,
children,
rabbit meat
they'd be
either.
giving the children like rabbit sort of drumsticks for breakfast as a treat. They'd all be wearing rabbit all the time,
Oh
like
yeah,
Elmer
you would
Fudd.
be able to make clothes out of it.
Yeah,
Rabbit pelts.
yeah, all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff. Yeah,
yeah. I
like a
suppose they are
trapper.
quite useful. Uh,
Yeah,
I would have thought they'd ban them though, because
yeah,
if you've
because
got a
they just
couple of rabbits, you're going to have a billion of them like next year.
eating all your corn. Yeah, they wouldn't have
Yeah,
it. That's the thing. I was just like, where'd that come from?
yeah. I think
Yeah,
rabbits are too. A dog would kill a dog would kill a rabbit, but I haven't seen any
yeah.
dogs yet. The
I
other
know. You don't
cat,
want them running around.
and that was quite a big cat. It might be able to kill a rabbit, but I used to have a rabbit when I was little,
Yeah,
and cats used to come in the garden, and the rabbit used to kick the shit out of them. So I don't think, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just think it would be weird having
We're
them running
talking
around.
total bollocks now, I think.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where it came from. They must
Yeah,
have, but like if they can't let them go wild because they destroy the crops, presumably.
yeah, they
Like
would.
rabbits.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
that's why Elmer Fudd was so annoyed
yeah,
because he
right.
kept eating his carrots. But like so they deserve it. So if they're not running wild, then they must be sort of in captivity or something. But for what?
Yeah.
Rabbit milk?
Well, I
I
mean,
wouldn't
you
drink
can
that.
eat them. You can eat them. You can get
Yeah,
fur off them. There's a special type of rabbit, isn't there, that you can get wool off?
really?
Yeah,
A woolly rabbit?
yeah,
Don't know.
yeah. I forget. Is it Angora? Is that a
Is
rabbit?
that a rabbit?
I don't
Please write
know.
in if you know.
I'm not a rabbit expert, right? I'm just.
Clearly.
Yeah. Anyway, we're a bit off topic now, so should we leave it there? And
Fucking rabbit.
no, you comb it. I'm pretty sure you
You
comb
comb
it
it.
and make it into wool. It's quite expensive. Yeah,
Weird.
yeah,
I have to find out now.
yeah. Me too. Yeah.
So if anyone has any views on that,
Oh yeah,
I
and if
don't
you
know
like,
why that is so funny. It's not funny at all, but it is. Rabbit
yeah.
wool.
Oh yeah, and like, subscribe, and share if
Subscribe
you
and
want.
share.
If you
Yeah.
want, don't have to.
If you
Yeah,
don't have to, there's nothing to say
it's
you
not
can't.
mandatory.
It's not mandatory. You won't get anything apart from our thanks if you do so either.
Yeah, we would appreciate it.
Unless
Yeah,
we, become super rich and then we might give you something.
yeah.
Perhaps
Oh
a
yeah,
rabbit.
yeah, yeah. Then do subscribe, because
Yeah. You just never know.
in 15 years' time, we might, get
Yeah.
monetized or something. Might
It's like an
happen.
investment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think like buying Microsoft shares in the sort of like mid-80s.
Yeah, we might
You
do some I don't know, money giveaway when we're loaded
you never know.
in
You
a
know
in a
what's
long time away.
when we're in charge of the silo
Yes.
with you
Yeah.
all in it. No, that's
Right
not what
then.
I meant. Okay. Is there anything else from that episode? I don't think there is.
No.
Really, I thought it was good though. I thought it was all right. I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
liked it.
better.
I liked it. Yeah.
I think I was going to say just before we go, I sent you yesterday the second trailer for Foundation
Oh yeah,
season 2. Yeah,
that'd
it's
be
coming
good.
out.
Yeah.
So
Looking forward to
we've
that.
still got a bit of time for that. I think it's still next month or something, but it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Um,
Be able to
and
do it after this one.
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
We've got
great. Great series so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also, yeah, I'm kind of I'm watching the new Black Mirror at the moment, which is really good.
Mm.
But if anyone else has any suggestions of anything else we can watch,
Yeah, that'd be
either
perfect.
let us know.
Yeah, super.
Right
See
on
you
then.
later.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.